This is an awesome 1964 Chevy two-door hardtop, a little Nova 2. It's got a beautiful white finish from front to back. Original chrome, including the original bumpers and grille. That's still in really good shape. Front bumpers showing some age, just a little bit, a few scratches, stuff like that, but very presentable. Grille's original and in excellent condition. I don't see any big dings or dents anywhere in the grille. It's powered by a built 350. I mean, this little 350 runs hard. It's got headers, 4-barrel. Does have front disc brakes. It's got a ProMaster coil on it. Does have an aluminum radiator. Like I said, this motor is built. Engine compartment's very solid. Sorry about the car being wet. It just started sprinkling when I got down here. I'm gonna go ahead and take the video and pictures anyway. But as we look up and down the sides, the car is very straight. The undercarriage is excellent. There's no rust anywhere underneath the car. It's all been painted black and looks real sharp. It's got Chevy Rally wheels on it, and the tires are in good shape all the way around. If we look at the hood gap on the driver's side, it's excellent from front to back and lines up great across the fenders. Same thing on our passenger side. It might be just a smidge wider in the front than in the back, but it lines up excellent across the fenders as well, and it's got plenty of clearance. Paint on the hood is excellent. There's no chips or damage anywhere there. As we go over here on the passenger side front fender, down at the bottom, there's no blisters. It's very solid. We do have a paint chip right here that's been touched up. Other than that, the paint looks really nice on the front fender on the passenger side. Here's our door gap in the front to the hood. It's nice and even. This car did have, and you can see here, there's little tiny white plugs in the factory holes. This was a factory rocker panel car. They had the rocker panels on there, I didn't, the restorer chose not to put those back in. No blisters on the door, no chips on the door anywhere that I can see. Same thing, rocker panels, no bubbles, no blisters in the quarter panels, no chips in the quarter. Just a great, great solid car. The roof is beautiful, no dings or dents there. This is a two-door hardtop car, so it is a pillarless car. As we look up and down the sides, it's super straight with a nice brand new dual exhaust coming out behind the rear wheels there. Back bumper is excellent, chrome around the back. A lot of this has been replaced. The chrome looks new around the trunk lid and around the back. As we open the trunk floor is speckled great. It's got the factory mat and stuff on it. It does have the rear antenna. Chrome around the back glass is also in great shape. Check out how these windows fit and how they seal up. There's absolutely no gap anywhere on these windows on the passenger side. Door gap's nice too, nice and even from top to bottom. As far as our door handles, they're original. A little minor scratching on them, but very presentable. If we look at our rubbers, they're new. Inside of the door jambs and stuff are all been repainted as well. Paint on the door jambs is nice, but it's not as nice as the rest of the exterior car. As far as our interior, was done absolutely beautiful in a real silver blue, kind of a light blue with cloth inserts. It's very nice. Door panels, armrest bases are all new. Window cranks are original. They've got a few pits on them, but they work perfectly. Windows go up and down nice. The body by Fisher sill plate on the chrome is in good shape. And the seats are done very nicely. It's vinyl on the outside with a nice soft cloth, and the inside, front and back matches perfectly. The headliner's nice, visors are good. I don't know if you can listen to this car run. It's got a great cam to it. Just has a nice idle. And this car absolutely flies down the highway. With the roads being a little wet, I won't be able to get on it all the way. I mean, it's a performance Nova, that's for sure. It does have a padded dash. That's in excellent condition. The dash itself has all been painted two-tone light blue and light silver on the top of the door panels and on the bottom of the door panels, also on the bottom of the dash. So this car is very nicely color coded. Inside and out, it is a local car show quality car through and through. The only thing you can do to really make this Nova any better, in my personal opinion, would be to put maybe some chrome rims on it, some aftermarket rims, and maybe have the bumpers re-chrome. Now the bumpers for a driver quality are absolutely fine. They don't have any major dings anywhere in them, but like the back bumper on the top, it's oxidized and you can see a lot of little, kind of some separation, some oxidation on the very top of the bumper if you look close. There again, as we look up and down the sides, the paint is laser straight. It's all been buffed and wet sanded to a beautiful shine. As far as our quarter panels go, there's no blisters anywhere. The only, what I would call an imperfections is you have those factory, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little tiny holes, and they've been filled. Like I said, you can just see they got a little clip, a little stud on there. Other than that, around the wheel wells, they're great. We do have a tiny little stress crack or a little stress crack in that paint right there. Other than that, that's the only imperfection really that I can see in the paint on this side. And we had one little chip on that front fender on the passenger side. Other than that, that's all I can see on it. We open our door, it does have front seat belts. They're not the factory ones. These have they release and retract. Corners of the doors on both sides are all solid. Door panels front and rear are all completely brand new and redone. Jams have all been painted. It's got its factory Chevy 2 steering wheel. Seat backs, they just did a beautiful job when they did the upholstery. They didn't skip any corners on this car. Window felts are good. Windows go up really nicely, and if you can see that, how nicely that fits in that rubber. The restore of this car took basically a rust-free Chevy 2 two-door hardtop and just made an awesome performance car out of it. As far as our wipers work perfect. Horn works, gas gauge works. They redid the dash, repainted everything. Looks like they put brand new glass in around the speedometer and odometer, that stuff. And when they did that, they took the factory little clock out and they put a ProTac in there, and it fits in there and it looks just like a factory. It really fits in there nicely. Car's got 103,230 miles. I'm guessing that's the original miles by the condition of the car. Carries 35 pounds of oil pressure after it's warmed up. The engine's running 185, and it's charging at a little over 14. See if I can figure out the fan. Let's see here. Not sure how the fan works, but everything, there we go. Fan just turns. Fan works great, heater fan. And if we look at all the cables and stuff, they all are very free. I mean, this car was restored very nicely. I'll have to check my ad again because I'm not 100% sure, but I think this had a 700 R4 transmission. At least that's what the shift lever was changed to, as a 4-speed automatic, and I think that's what it's got in it. It has its original AM radio, Delco radio, and that is not working, but it's in great shape. It's got an electric fan on it. Rear view mirror is nice and clean as well. So very nice exterior, very nice interior. and just one heck of a drivetrain. I mean, the suspension, if you look at the undercarriage pictures, that's all been updated. I mean, this car handles the road great. It's one of the best performance cars on the lot right now. Front suspension feels great. The front steering is great. Does not need alignment. Here's our brakes. Disc brakes, no pull left or right. It's got a really nice pedal. Now it does not have power brakes, but with the disc brakes you really don't need it. Let's see if I can get the defrost going here. Wipers work nice and the blades are good on there. mph, 2200 RPMs. With that 700 R4 tranny, which I think is what's in it, it really cruises the road nice. Great car, tons of power, but a lot of drivability with that 4-speed auto. As far as our shocks go, now these tires are close in the front and they're close in the back. With this car being lowered, but we're hitting these bumps here in the bridge and I'm not hearing anything bottom out. Punch it down at 60, it kicks it right down, winds up. This car drives like a dream.